Hello, parishioners of St. Martin in the Fields. I am DeShay Jackson, your music minister, and I'm here to come with you today about our journey towards stewardship. See, this stewardship campaign has truly reshaped the way that I view stewardship. Originally, I thought that the church was just asking for more money, and that wasn't something that was quite comfortable with me. But as I matured, I started to ask, what can I do for the church? And I allowed this to be my dominant view as I grew up in a low-income household, where, working two jobs was the norm for a teenager to help pay bills. However, in that, my mother still encouraged me to be able to give to the church. Now, it didn't really matter how much, it was probably just $10 a week, but it was something. So during my junior year of my bachelor's degree, I enrolled in a 12-week, 3-week study course to Greece that was religion and philosophy, which I did as a multiple disciplinary. So I combined, music, religion, philosophy. The cost of this trip was not a light one. It was about $3,500. And to reduce this cost, I applied for a $1,500 scholarship, which then dropped my cost. And then I also received another $1,000 or so because of being a student, and this was my 7th or so semester, 6th or 7th. So we're given travel money so we can do these things. The final cost of the trip, though, was around $800, but this didn't include my extra spending costs. It didn't include my passport. It didn't include the other small details that start to add up. And so in my undergrad, I was working 3 jobs. And yet, trying to create the rest of that money was difficult. However, my home church, Second Christian in New London, my pastor there knew that I was struggling. I've been talking with some people and decided that they were going to host like a raffle. They were giving food. They were doing all of these things to help raise money so that way I could go to Greece. Now, mind you, our congregation is not small. On average, we have about 25, 30 people on a Sunday now. But with this rallied cry of trying to support a young child from the country area to go to another continent, the community came together, the church came together, and they raised about $2,000 or so that way I could go to Greece. And that's something I will never, ever forget, because that's the only time that I've been out of the country and had the chance to do something so amazing. And so when I thought about that to me was stewardship. It was this idea of planting a seed. And I recognize the privilege I hold because not everybody gets that opportunity. But I also count that as a blessing because people decided that they were going to take the means that they had earned and invest that into my studies, invest that into my experiences, so that way I could do something different and come back with an experience. This event really did morph my idea of stewardship, and I had asked Leslie Pemberton if I could kind of paraphrase her comment 2 Sundays ago that I thought was absolutely brilliant, was that if we are created in the image of God, then our DNA contains the ability to give and should be the want to give. And so, stewardship is giving. It is what makes us human. I also like to think of it kind of as a flower garden metaphor, is that we want to create the environment that allows us to have flowers, to have, all of these plants. But in order for this to happen, we have to plant the seed, we have to nourish the ground, and we have to water it. And that is what we have to also understand, is that what we plant into it, we might not see. But it's not about the church's need to receive anything that they have planted, but it's about their ability to give so that way there is a garden that grows. Stewardship is the seed. We cultivate the land in our church and we nourish it so that way someone else has the opportunity to do something amazing in that or feel supported. This is how I view stewardship. We are all seeds, and sometimes we might need a little bit of extra water. So I encourage you to join the stewardship campaign. And I also want to remind you that Consecration Sunday is October 20th. And I hope that you will be there to celebrate with us at 10:30 a.m. and stay for a complimentary and catered lunch by Spring Creek Barbecue. You don't want to miss it. If you haven't communicated your attendance plans, please contact the parish office as soon as possible. Be a blessing, y'all, and water others. Thank you.